Elementav is your kind of your druid's druid. He's been wandering around, visiting different groves, different lands, forests, different biomes, and he's just been living his own druid life, trying to look after nature, and, well, you know, he got picked up by the Nautiloid. So he is an outlander. So, you know, you grew up in the wilds. He hasn't spent much time in civilization. It's not like he's never visited towns or cities, but only rarely. This gives him athletics proficiency and survival proficiency. He's a human, so he's got +1 to all of the ability scores. Appearance, if I could have made him look a bit older, I would have done. If I could have made him look a bit bulkier, I would have done. He's just kind of your old druid, so he's a druid. And for his cantrips, he's picked up one kind of elemental damage, so fire damage for one of the cantrips, and Shillelagh, because what awesome druid doesn't have that? Prepared spells we can change later. As of his skills, animal handling and nature, I think very classic skills for a druid to have, and his abilities. So he's got a lot of wisdom, he's hardy, he's got a high constitution, but a lower dexterity to kind of make up for that. Strength's 14, he's been chopping trees, he's been moving things around, you know, he's an outdoors sort of person. His intelligence is a bit lower. I mean, this is more about the fact that he's not kind of traditionally educated. He doesn't have a lot of book learning, but he does have proficiency with nature to kind of make up for that. At level 2, he gets to pick his subclass. He's going to go for Circle of the Land because he has visited many different lands. As I said, a lot of traveling, and he feels more at one with the land than with the Circle of the Moon. And he's going to pick up the Guidance cantrip as part of choosing the Circle of the Land druid. At level 3, he gets to make his choice of lands, where he can create his mystical connection. Now, actually, looking through all of these, there aren't any choices that give him any sort of elemental spell. And I would say, do you know what? Considering we've got Flame Blade and Flaming Sphere and Heat Metal, it's kind of got fire covered there. Maybe we could argue that Spike Growth is earth. He's going to go with Grassland, because that's probably where he spent most of his time wandering around on the Sword Coast. He hasn't spent any time in the Underdark, although he would quite like Web and Misty Step. So he gets invisibility, which druids don't normally get access to, and he always has Pass Without Trace prepared. There is a spell druids get access to. At level 4, he gets to pick a new cantrip. He's gone with Poison Spray, and you'll see in a second why that doesn't really matter which one he's gone for. He also gets to be able to Wild Shape into Deep Rothe. And instead of going for the ability score improvement of +2 to Wisdom, which would be the usual thing for a druid, he's actually gone full druid. Got Magic Initiate Druid, which means he now gets to pick the last 2 cantrips for Druid, which means he's got all the Druid cantrips, and he's going to be the most Druid there ever was. So he's going to pick Speak with Animals, so we can cast it every single day without any worries, and it lasts until long rest, no concentration required, and he doesn't have to use a spell slot for it. And finally, at level 5, he gets to make another choice because he's Circle of the Land, and he's going to pick the Coast. This is because we get Sleet, Storm, and Cool Lightning. I think very thematic together, although you can't cast both at the same time because they're both concentration. Where the Sleet Storm kind of represents water as an element, and it's a type of weather, and Cool Lightning is just Cool Lightning, it's just the best. He loves it. He loves going out around causing storms, and he did travel around the Sword Coast, so this kind of makes sense for him. It's time to show off his items. And do you know what? I haven't picked necessarily the strongest items for this druid. I've tried to go for a bit more what his backstory would dictate. So he's got Key of the Ancients, Uncommon Helmet, Nature +1 is all it gives him, but he's the druid, and this is a very druidic sort of thing to put on his head, which only gives him Nature +1. Studded Leather Armor +1. He doesn't want anything to do with this highly metallic armor, although maybe one could actually argue that these studs are metallic, who knows. Herbalist's Gloves. If the wearer heals a poisoned creature, it is no longer poisoned. No, he's a druid, he likes to help people. Boots of Aid and Comfort, if he's healing someone, gives them temporary hit points. Amulet of Elemental Torment, just to go with Elementav up here. Ring of Poison Resistance, because, yeah, poison is quite common in nature, in the animal world. And the Explorer's Ring. Now, the reason I'm actually down here is to show you where to get the Explorer's Ring from. It gives Nature +1, Survival +1, 2 skills he's actually proficient with. Leans nicely into his background. And this is the Bibberbang field. And if you clear out the Bibberbangs, there is a skeleton hiding underneath this tree. I say hiding as if it's got a choice. And on this skeleton is where you find the Explorer's Ring. I'm including it here because I don't often show it in my videos. Picked up Nature's Snare from beneath the Druid's Grove, where the goblins are kind of hiding out. So if he attacks, there's a chance to ensnare a target if it's not a plant or a beast, which is pretty cool. He's picked up the organic shield from the wood woads, and so this completes him. And also for his spell selection, obviously he can change these at any point, but I like to think he's picked up some spells that represent the 4 classical elements: earth, spike growth, air. I'm going to have cool lightning. There aren't many spells actually that could represent air, I don't think. Fire, flaming sphere, of course he could pick up flame blade. Heat metal, he's also got produce flame as a cantrip. And water, sleet storm, and create or destroy water there. So yeah, he's going to go around letting everyone know what druids can do and unleashing the wrath of nature. Now Elementav is nature loving, however, hook horrors are monstrosities, and if we look at the description here, frightening creatures that are not ordinary, not truly natural, and almost never benign. He recognises risk when he sees it. So to prepare ahead of time, he would try and cast Shillelagh whenever he can, and since we're in the Underdark and this requires an action, produce flame, make sure we've got some light around as well. Perhaps we'll get Will to start this off. He's confident in his abilities, he doesn't need to be running away, so what could we do? Well, just because I like this so much, this is not the best thing to do, but his druidic power is so strong, he can call lightning even when he's in the Underdark, down through the bowels of the earth. And it's not necessarily the best thing because it's only a single target, but he just loves to do it. And so now, more lightning will come down. I think Will here is going to finish this thing off. There we are. Now this won't always be possible. I've actually just run ahead from the hook horror that's just died. Still got 6 turns of cool lightning left. And I've got Philro here who's T-posing for us. And a hook horror up here. May as well get this going. Look at that, 21 damage. Nice. Down to 5 turns. It would be good if we could make these guys wet and use cool lightning, but we can't do both at once. It's going to continue cooling lightning down into the Underdark, doing disappointing amounts of damage to Philro, but taking out this hook horror quite nicely. He does have a chance of losing concentration if he gets hit, or if he gets knocked prone. There we are. Oh dear, not looking good, is it? Oof, right, so we've seen air, lightning as it were. What should we try next? I think we should try some sleet storm. Because if this guy falls over... Oh, he's not concentrating anymore. Ha! Oh no, he is concentrating on hypnotic pattern. Let's see. Oh, down you go. There we go. Nicely done. And so Philro. Let's just see what happens on his turn. Oof. What was that? Tasha's? Tried Tasha's hideous laughter. Didn't work. And now, maybe it's time to... Oh, well, 6%. Oh, it's because of mirror image, right? Fair enough. So if something's got a high armor class, what we can try and do, it's not a great chance, but we're going to try Poison Spray. 55% chance to hit, much better chance. Do a bit of damage, why not? And then we're just going to spam attacks, get rid of the mirror images. Never know, yeah, might hit. The party has come across a situation where, you know, they could be in a bit of trouble, to be honest. We can get past this quite easily. So, we can cast Invisibility on a single person, if we wanted to. Could also cast Pass Without Trace. These are always prepared. And try and get everyone to walk past, though I don't trust that the other members would get through without standing in somewhere that's lit up. Also, he's going to cast Jump. So what he's going to do, he's going to handle this himself. I'm going to go to turn-based mode so I don't waste too many turns. He's going to cast Jump. And just because he can, who knows what's up ahead, I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait until next turn. We do need a tiny bit of help from Gale. He's going to cast Featherfall, just in case. You never know. So I've got Jump, got Featherfall. Last thing I need is Invisibility. And let's get one jump in, shall we? And then come out of turn-based modes, and let's jump around. Let's get past these sneaky arcane turrets. Easily done with a bit of help from Gale. Of course, there are scrolls as well.
Can't slow down.
And jump down here.
That might be worth a look.
A pipe. A hole. Can't do anything. He's gonna try and turn into a cat. He's going to turn into a cat. See if he can fit through said hole. Probably not. Yes, there we are. Easy stuff. So he's gained access to this locked basement. He doesn't have a Sousa flower with him, but just to show you what sort of utility he has outside of combat. As a cat, he pulled the lever, walked out the door, picked up the Sousa flower, and I think I'll be able to do this while still in cat form. Yeah. There's a Sousa bloom, not the flower, but close enough. Good stuff. There he is as a cat. That's pretty cool. Elementab isn't at home dealing with automatons such as this. He doesn't necessarily hate them or anything. He just doesn't know what to say. He's not interested in riddles. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oof, look at that. Right. Sadly, Elementab doesn't get to go first. First thing we're going to do is cast Feather Fall. Try and slow him down. Oh, maximum damage. Nice. Command. Drop your weapons. Let's try a couple of attacks. Oof. Bernard can eat potions of greater healing apparently. Right, our turn. Elementab's turn. So we've had some kind of air lightning. We've had some water. We've got earth and fire next. Let's try some fire. Boom, heat metal, he's got no choice. He's basically made of metal. Right, I kind of want to switch to Elementab's turn, so I'm not going to do much with these guys. Let's try and make it a bit more difficult. Ow. Oof. Concentration saving throw successful. There's a bonus action. We can deal some damage.
Let's get this over with.
Nice. And we're going to get some earth going because plant growth doesn't require concentration. We're going to slow Bernard down. At least that's the hope. So even if we lose concentration, plant growth will still be there. Very slow. Didn't get to do very much. So we've had all 4 elements out now. Druid is showing the world that he's not to be reckoned with. Oof, good. Passing his constitution saving throws. Might just try and hurt Bernard. We should get away from Bernard first. Might take a bit of damage. And of course produce flames set plant growth on fire. Interestingly, on top of the elevator here, it looks like plant growth is slightly raised above the ground, which is nice. Yeah. Ha! He's had to dash. Sadly, we got electroshock there. Concentration broken. Bit sad. So static discharge is going to disappear next turn. I think we're going to go with heat metal again, to be honest. Good. Bit worried it might fail it. Concentration saving throw. Stunned. So let's get this going. And attack. Unfortunately not having the effect of his staff working there. Yeah, it's going up on Bernard. Should be fine. Here we go. This should be the end of Bernard. Mostly dead. No worries there. And then we got a choice, whatever we want to do. Poison spray isn't such a good idea. They're resistant to poison damage. Put him down. Bring him lower to someone else. We could use Produce Flame. I could use one last time. Assume last time. 6 damage is probably... yeah, never mind. And I can just wait until his turn pretty much. He's going to die to the Cloud of Daggers. There we are. Oof. Hazel, don't run through the Cloud of Daggers. Alright, look at that. We've brought nature into this arcane tower. This abomination of the place. So let me know what you think of Elementav. Yeah, Druid's Druid, likes using elements, doesn't like to wear metallic armor. Would you make any changes to him? There's probably room for improvement for his items, for sure. If you've made it this far, please do consider subscribing. Thank you to all the members of my channel, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.